Pillar of Canadian politics, a stupid non-controversy, drummed up by the media to protect the Liberals from an actual scandal. Today's iteration is Michael Cooper saying something about Foreign Affairs Minister Melonie Joly. Now, context. Michael Cooper is a Conservative MP, the official opposition, with a history of saying things that are based sometimes that the media freaks out over. Melonie Joly is now the Foreign Affairs Minister. This is a woman who is a tour de force, an absolutely formidable political, just a force of nature, this woman. She once, her first major political accomplishment in Canada, if you don't remember, as Heritage Minister, she built an $8 million skating rink in front of Parliament Hill that no one was allowed to skate on. And Michael Cooper had the audacity to claim that when Melonie Joly stared down her opponent from the CCP, the Communist Chinese Party, he was not intimidated by her. Should Michael Cooper be executed or merely sentenced to death? This is the current conversation in the CBC editorial room. Now, this stuff drives me crazy because, one, this is not this is a day after International Women's Day. Michael Cooper said that Melonie Joly wasn't intimidating the humanity. Okay, we all know he would say the same thing about Justin Trudeau. I say the same thing about, Seamus O'Regan. I would say the same thing about most Liberals, right? Melonie Joly didn't, take out 15 Taliban members with a rusty spoon in Afghanistan and come back with a scar on her face to absolutely stare death into her opponents. And there's a bunch of women that conservatives would never say this about because it wouldn't work. Margaret Thatcher. No one's going to say she's not intimidating, but it's not just conservative women. You wouldn't say this about Hillary Clinton. I have problems with Hillary Clinton. The problem with Hillary Clinton is not that she's not willing to go and blow something up. The problem with Hillary Clinton is, inauthenticity and corruption, to put it bluntly, from the political rights perspective. But the Trudeau government is weak on China. Now, let's back up even further. What is the context of all of this? The context is the CCP has been interfering in Canadian elections against the Conservative Party to enable a Liberal minority, which they think would be the strongest for them, to prop up a leader in Justin Trudeau who openly said he admires China's basic dictatorship. This is nothing new. And now we've learned that the CCP was backdoor funding a couple of different campaigns, actually. We need to find out what they are. So this is a major scandal, right? This is potentially treasonous activity by some sitting members of Parliament, taking money from foreign governments to run in this is serious. But we need to distract from this because that's just what we do. Now, this isn't everyone in the mainstream media, but there's a core group, Sam Cooper, Robert Fife, Terry Glavin, now Andrew Coyne. I could say of mainstream media members from the Globe and the Post and Global News who actually care about the election interference story. But there is an army of staffer writers that Katie Telford can call up and get someone to write the counter narrative. Luckily, there is no coherent counter-narrative other than everything is racist. But now we've gone to the point where everything is sexist. So here is the conclusion here. If Melonie Joly is offended or even flustered by a small political jab implying that she's not intimidating from the opposition, if she got even 1% flustered from that, she must resign immediately. She's not fit to be Foreign Affairs Minister. She's not fit to sit in the same room. She's not fit to negotiate with the Islamic Republic for, the terrorist attack they did against Canadians under the watch of the Liberals. She's not fit to, take blows from the CCP when they threaten her. Any woman in elected office who really is concerned and hurt and feels that misogyny has been committed by Michael Cooper here, I understand you. You must resign immediately. You're not fit to hold office. You're not fit to hold office. This would go to any man, too, who breaks down over a small jab. This is politics. You entered a blood sport. This is an intellectual boxing ring. If you cannot handle a small testing jab, I'm sure he was intimidated, it's mild sarcasm, resign immediately. You're not fit to hold office. That's all it is. And to everyone in the media, covering it up and covering this story, This is why we hate you. This is why everyone hates you, because there's a real story about election interference from the CCP, and you're focusing on this nonsense. It's so transparent, and it's everything people hate about Canadian politics.